Hi everybody, back, I believe this is video number 4 now. Last time we talked about Daybreak basics. Before that we talked about the importance of legacying and how your boon works. And of course the first time we went through the tutorial and discussed the basics. So this time, now that I've discussed Daybreak, we're going to discuss how those points in Daybreak work with the regular campaign, and we're going to combine everything, how red talent abilities cross over in facilities and mods and between other skills, as I've kind of mentioned in other videos. So this is a all-encompassing, more of a pro guide, because this is definitely later game. You're going to be able to do this. This is definitely more of a in-depth thing, for sure. This one, but it shouldn't be a long video, but it's going to be in-depth. Okay. Campaign. First of all, I'm going to delete. This is that group I played. We're just going to get rid of them. I have two groups. This is kind of like a basic group. But then I have a red Talon group. Now, what I've done with this group is each red Talon cost, I think it's $27.50 to call a red Talon in of Daybreak points. Not influence, but Daybreak points. So you need that 5,500 to get those 3 facilities that I explained in the last video. And you need that 2,700 per person. So you can imagine I've played quite a bit, because I have 8 red Talon people in this group. Now, what you're able to do, you're able to recruit up to 8 red Talon, as long as you have no other people. Let's say you have no other people. You can recruit 8 red Talon. Now, what's going to happen is, let's say it'll be probably your third playthrough. You're going to want to have played enough Daybreak so you can buy 3 red Talons. So the red Talons all have basically the same thing. They all have prowess, tactics, heroism, warfighting, and they all have a special 5th ability. And see, hacking, knowledge computers, programming, and +1 outpost, which is awesome. I wish it was computers, electronics, and outpost, but that's okay. We have a mitigator for that. It's not a problem. But let's say you're playing your third game. You've done builder, you've done trader, so you've got those 2 boons. So then you want to hammer Daybreak so you can get 3 red Talon. And you want to get hacking because of the extra outpost. You could do, I'll run you through them: forging, 1 food, 1 med, demolition, munitions, electronics. See, there's that electronics, as I said, for mitigation. Combat medicine is medical. You see how that works. Gut packing is cooking. You can see how that works, minus food consumed overall. Mobile operations is mechanics. That's fuel efficiency, 1 fuel per day. Fortification is craftsmanship. It also has knowledge of construction. You get +2 materials per day. And you get -2 zombie threat, that's awesome. Especially if you're doing lethal. It's just wonderful. Like if you were doing lethal, let's say, well, no, you'd want to do regular difficulty, like a standard or a dread. Call in this guy, and then when you legacy that group, you would want to start with fortifications. You would definitely want to start with hacking. And in my opinion, I would also start with infrastructure. Because when you start your first game of lethal, you don't have free water and power. So you're going to need to spend fuel per day. And you're going to have materials cost per day. So if you have utilities, you can make hydroponics unit. And you get 1 free fuel. Plus 1 material. So if you have that, you can make hydroponics units. So you'd have 3 food, 1 material, 1 fuel. Fortifications gives you an extra 2 materials, and it gives you minus zombie threat, which is huge in lethal. So you'd want infrastructure, fortifications, and hacking, because hacking would give you that extra outpost. So at the end of one of your games, you want to call in, or let's say you have 5 people in your game, and it's a regular standard zone or dread. You want to call in 3 different red talons. And there's a variety of skills the red talon have. But if you push down, RB, go to your radio. You then go to Daybreak. You can recruit red talon. Now, the difference between a Daybreak operator and a soldier really is very little. The operators look like this. They have 200 plus health, 200 plus stamina. The soldiers look like this. They have less health slightly, same stamina. Really, that's the only differences. Because these things vary. And yes, I see there's negative things there, but that's not important. The red talons always have something negative. It's just because they're loners. I mean, it's whatever. But really, the only difference is a little bit of health. See, like this one. This one's got 194. This one's 194. That one's 214. There's not a lot of difference. So it doesn't matter which one you call. It just depends if you want, like McDonald, if you want his type of clothing, or if you want Harrington's type of clothing. Now, you can, of course, go to the closet and change these outfits, but these red talon outfits are not available in your closet for everyone to wear. So if you want people to look like McDonald there, and you can put a hat on, and just whatever, you pick all soldiers. If you like the balaclava, I mean, you can wear a hat, you can take the balaclava off and put a hat on. But let's say you like the balaclava, you like the idea maybe you're a stealth ninja or whatever. You go with them and you get that special outfit. There is no other way to get those special outfits. Like these ones I put hats on, whatever. There's no other way to get those 2 special outfits. But really their stats and things, there's not a lot of difference. So it doesn't matter when it comes to stats. It's only operators are in the balaclava and soldiers are not. And operators, I thought originally soldiers were better, but really the operators are the ones that go in Daybreak. They're like spec ops, special operations, essentially. So, and the soldiers, just regular frontline soldiers. So, the operators are technically better, I guess. But you go in here, and as long as you have less than 8 people, you can call, or less than 8 people and have 2,750 Daybreak points, you can call either one of these. Now, let's say you have 2,750 points, and you call a Daybreak operator. You back out of it, they'll appear somewhere on your map close by. Like they'd be like over here. You go visit them, you talk to them, and you say, learn about Survivor. And they might have foraging, demolitions, combat medicine, gut packing, whatever. If they don't have either hacking, fortifications, or infrastructure, you can say, no, I changed my mind, and you get refunded all your points. And then you just push down RB, go back to Daybreak, and it'll have a 45-minute countdown on, let's say, the Daybreak operator. But you could try for a Red Talon soldier. If you're not concerned about the close, then it doesn't matter. You can do both of them. And then you call him in, you go, and if he's not one of those three specifics, then you can say, no, I changed my mind. Then play the game for 45 minutes. You get 2 more chances. You know, so on and so forth. Just rinse and repeat. But I would definitely, and I will say it again, 100% do not settle. You want infrastructure, fortifications, and hacking. And remember, you can only take 3 people into a new game. So when you're ready to start lethal, the game before, you want to have had hacking and then the other 2, infrastructure and fortifications. So when you legacy out, those 3 are legacied. They're fully leveled up. They've got a good weapon, good melee, pain pills, explosives, whatever. You start with those 3, and then you need to call in 5 more Red Talons. So $27.50 a person. Huge cost. I mean, very huge cost, but well worth it. Now, what I chose, mobile operations, gut packing, combat medicine, foraging, and then this guy, this demolitions guy, if you play, let's say your 3rd playthrough, if you play Trumbull, and you take over this base up here, this Red Talon FOB, you can automatically get that demolitions guy. It has like a mission tree, so you can get him for free. So essentially saving yourself 2,750 points. Or if you're on another map, you can spend the 2,750 points. It is what it is. You can get demolitions, but it's always demolition is for free up there. It's always the same guy. But you can buy demolitions separately by yourself if you want. Now, what I had said I was going to get into was how the Red Talons crossed over. Now, I'm in Green Zone right now. So in Green Zone, I played, and I have 10 people. You can have 10 people in Green Zone. And what I did is I got my 10 people, transferred to this map, took over the Red Talon FOB, and then got him for free. So I have 8 Red Talons and 3 regulars. And then you can switch to lethal and play lethal. Or you can be a purist and just buy 8 Red Talons. I basically finagled the system, bought 7 Red Talons, got the 8th one for free. So, hacking, it doesn't have any abilities that cross over, but it has the outpost, which allows for a lot of things to go on. Gardening, it gives you positive stuff. Demolitions. Now, see, normally that icon, that 5th icon, that's chemistry. But see, demolitions doesn't have access to chemistry. That's the one caveat. It does not have access to the basic one. It has access to munitions, but not chemistry. So it has access to electronics as well, which works with the computer. The hacking one, it does electronics. And electronics and munitions, of course, make C4. So you need the electronics. But in order to mitigate that, you would have to have You almost, yeah, you would have to have 7 red Talon. I had to think about it for a minute. 7 red Talon in standard or dread. No demolitions guy, just 7 red Talon. And 1 chemistry that you've upgraded to pharmacology. It's very important. You have to go from chemistry to pharmacology. So you'd have 7 red Talon, a pharmacology, 8 total people. You take over the FOB, you get him for free. Total of 9 people. 8 red Talon, 1 regular person. Her munitions pharmacology will take over the basic, so it supplements demolitions. And of course you have combat medicine, knowledge of surgery. It doesn't have pathology, but that's not very important. That's a low important skill. Gut packing has nutrition and cooking. Cuisine only gives you more morale. That's really all it does. Nutrition allows you to create the special snacks, and it allows you to reduce penalty of rationing, which you might have to ration in lethal. So it's a very important skill. Mobile operations, you have auto mechanics. As I said, engineering only helps you create weapon attachments better. It really doesn't do a lot. So auto mechanics reduces the cost of repair kits. You have fuel efficiency, fuel per day. Fortifications we already talked about. Gives you construction. It doesn't give you metalwork, but if you want to use metalworking, you can build a forge, and the forge will allow you to access the special metalworking stuff. Really, it's just a few melee weapons. It's nothing special. Very, very underused thing. It's not very important. This has utilities and plumbing. The only thing that I've noticed you're missing is electrical. Electrical will allow you to convert your storage to refrigerated storage, which just is positive food and med extra storage. That's all it does. Nothing else. Just extra storage. So very, very low importance on that. I have, since I said I'm doing it on a green zone, I have a couple other basic people. But as you can see, they don't have any of the base skills. It's just her. You know, you have 7 red Talon. You make someone, a regular person, chemistry, pharmacology, giving you 8 people. Move your game to Trumbull. Take over the red Talon FOB. Get your free demolitions guy, which gives you a total of 9 people. That's where we're at. You got to do all that to get everything, basically everything unlocked in the entire game. Now with pharmacology, crafting meds, you know, it becomes easier and cheaper. And see, there's like produce resources. See how they're green? It's cheaper to produce stuff if you have certain skills. See, knowledge of pharmacology gives the first aid kits a bonus. So instead of 2 first aid kits, you get 3. Weak painkillers gives you 9 instead of 6. 9 instead of 6. And then that cost, I think that's just cost less. No, it must give you 6 instead of 3. I'm not sure the exact one, but that's what pharmacology does. Now, if you had pharmacology and pathology, the plague sample stuff would cost less. These right here. These 2 would cost less if you had pathology. But that's the field hospital. Okay, now the next place you get bonuses, you're going to end up over here at your workshop. This is a red Talon Workshop. which I said you might want to invest in before Lethal Zone. It's very cool. You know, automatic repairs. Mod I have in here is a fireworks crafting station, which is, it's just pure fun. Okay, now in here, see these like Molotovs, fuel bombs, these require knowledge of chemistry. If you only had demolitions as your 8th person, but you didn't get, you know, if you get chemistry pharmacology as your 8th person, then pick up the demolitions red talon for free, then your 8, you can do these Molotovs and fuel bombs normally. Now, if you just get 8 people, you get the 7 red talon, then you get the 8th one as demolitions, you can't make fuel bombs or Molotovs. And that seems strange, but technically your chemistry skill doesn't exist. You'll still be able to make thermite, but you won't be able to make fuel bombs or Molotovs. So that's the reason I say to get your 8th person as chemistry pharmacology, and then a 9th person being the demolitions guy. Now, having said that, you need chemistry as a base, which is your pharmacology person, to make fuel bombs. You need munitions, which the demolitions guy has munitions. So you've got chemistry, pharmacology for the meds, and then you have the demolitions guy has munitions for thermite. You need knowledge of mechanics for whistling box mines, not a problem. Knowledge of programming, which comes with hacking, to make remote box mines. You need munitions and electronics, which is, electronics is the computer, opposite programming. It's the skill that demolitions guy has. He is really the linchpin. You have to make him person number 9, and he is a linchpin between many things. So, programming, which comes with the hacking. Demolition guy can make C4. This stuff's just basic chemistry. These are basic craftsmanship. Now, you can produce ammo at any time, but if you have knowledge of chemistry and munition, or chemistry or knowledge of munitions, both of them give a bonus. It's just a little bit. It costs less to produce ammo, and this ammo will be produced in the top, you know, go to your top left, your stockpile. So I get both bonuses, so it costs almost nothing to make ammo. And then, of course, your vehicle toolkits here. These, you need mechanics, but you get, for the basic kit, you get a bonus which costs less for auto mechanics. Which your auto mechanics is on your 1 red talon that I explained. It doesn't help craft advanced. Auto mechanics will allow you to craft advanced, but it doesn't make them cheaper. If you do 2 regular toolkits, if you have auto mechanics, it's 36. If you do 1 advanced kit, it's 38. Whether you have auto mechanics, well, you have to have auto mechanics to do it, but basically there's no offcut in the parts. So, and really, to be honest, an advanced toolkit, it's kind of worth 3 regular kits, but it's situational. You have to have a vehicle either black smoke or destroyed totally before an advanced toolkit is fully utilized. But most of the time you only need 1 kit or maybe 2 kits. So it's cheaper just to craft 2 regular toolkits for 36 as opposed to 38. Now, as for the food, this is the food area here. I said you don't really need cuisine. Cuisine really just helps. There's a thing for a separate thing for the feast where cuisine, see it says will improve cooking skill, nutrition, and cuisines add bonuses. If you have cuisine, it'll basically make make it a little better. Really not a lot better, but very slightly. That's why I say cuisine is not important. But with nutrition, you can enact rationing as a bonus. You can enact rationing no matter what. You can just be like, oh, you people aren't eating as much. Deal with it. But if you have nutrition, it reduces the penalties. So if you don't have nutrition, it's like minus 10 max stamina, minus 25 or minus 30 morale, and then, the normal minus 50% food. But if you have nutrition, those negatives get cut in half. And then in order to prepare a feast, you just need cooking, but you get more stamina positive and more morale positive if you have nutrition, which you do. You go to make items and produce foods. You need nutrition as a bonus to get extra snacks. You can build snacks no matter what, but you build extra snacks if you have nutrition, which snacks are kind of useless for the most part. If you want to prepare nutritious snacks, which are actually useful, you need nutrition in order to make those. You can make coffee. All you just have to have is water. You don't need nutrition or cooking or anything. But if you want to make energy drinks, you need, first of all, chemistry, which I went chemistry pharmacology. And if you'll notice bonuses, pharmacology is a bonus. So not only did I get the chemistry requirement, but I also get the bonus for pharmacology. Another requirement's cooking, which that's on that nutrition red Talon guy. And then I get a bonus for nutrition. So it literally, for 5 energy drinks, costs 2 food and 1 case of chemicals, which is extremely small. I think normally it's like 5 or 6, which is a lot for energy drinks. I think it's 5. I think it's 1 per energy drink. And producing food costs less because I have cooking. This, of course, is the total layout of my base here. Okay, Armory. Now, if you have an Armory, which I have a Warlord leader, so I built an Armory. Now, an Armory will allow you to produce ammo, but you have to have munitions, which comes on the Demolitions Red Talon guy. Since I have chemistry and munitions, I can produce ammo at a lower cost at the Armory. This is the only time engineering is important. These 3 items, this is all engineering does. So yes, I don't have engineering, but that would have been nearly impossible. I mean, I could have gotten another mechanics person and gone engineering. But in a standard or dread zone or whatever game, you're only going to have that opportunity for 8 people. And as I said, if you do 7 Red Talon, 1 chemistry pharmacology, and get your free guy from Trumbull, Daybreak FOB, or Red Talon FOB, the only thing you'll be missing is engineering. And the only thing it does is allow you to create the attachments. And these are so easy to find that it's worthless. And with the Armory, you can also craft military explosives. In order to craft regular grenades, it doesn't matter, you just need power. In order to craft napalm, you need munitions, which once again comes with that demolitions guy. Now, there is no way to make that cheaper, no matter what you do, no matter what combination of skills, there's no way to make it cheaper. And then landmines, you just need power. You can make landmines. Once again, also, no way to make that cheaper. No way to get a higher amount or anything like that. It just is what it is. And of course, you can do fine-tuning for gun accuracy. And once again, you can put in a mod. Now you don't want to put an ammo press in because you can already make all the ammo you could ever want. And you don't use a filling machine because it's Molotov's fuel bombs. You can already craft those at the workshop. So you could put a morale item, or if you didn't have power, which would be stupid, you could put in a generator, or a soldering station would allow you to create boombox decoys, which are actually rather fun. They're nice. You could put a CNC mill for making parts. You can put in storage. You could put in a bolt crafting sit. You could install a maintenance bench to prevent durability loss, which, if you were in Lethal, you had the Red Talon Workshop, and then you had like an Armory. You could put this in, and it would really help out. But you've got all kinds of choices, just depending on what mods you own. But I am actually going to put in a soldering station. And see, that would take 1.5 minutes to do. But remember I said about Red Talon Watchtowers. This is the Red Talon Watchtower. So it's -1 material and ammo per day. And like I said, you get your 3 active guards, -6 zombie threat. As you can tell at my bottom left, no risk, because I'm running silent, essentially. And then the bed unit, you can't change this bed unit. It's a built-in. But this mod right here, this is a white noise machine, the best morale booster in the game, essentially. So if you can get a white noise machine, pop it in. It has -3 morale for the base, but you get +10, which gives you a total of +7. And the materials mitigation is really easy when you're later on. Fire safe storage, that's the ammo and fuel bonus. And if you can scrap materials for parts using craftsmanship. You can also build that forge like I said earlier, and you could do that same thing. You could build a forge instead of an armory. But I find, of course, you need ammo far more often. So an armory seems smart. But this is my layout for that base. You also have your Haven device down here, which is part of the story. And if you've played this a few times and you've gone through it, you'll get to this eventually. You'll understand the story. And of course, a shooting range. You can train shooting and wits. But essentially, you can do everything if you choose this loadout. So you have to have chemistry, pharmacology, and you have 7 different Red Talon. Hacking, computer, foraging for the gardening skill, combat medicine for medical, gut packing for food, mobile operations for mechanics, fortification for craftsmanship, and infrastructure for utilities. And once you have those, then you move to Trumbull, go to the Daybreak, Red Talon FOB, get your free demolitions guy. You'll have 9 people. You'll be able to make everything in the entire game except for Pro Suppressor, Pro Break, Pro Choke. It's the only 3 things you can't make in the entire game. That's it. Nothing else. So you are perfect to go. And I would suggest, if you're going to go that far and spend that many points, that be a group that you let sit and live forever, essentially. You can't... if you legacied, you'd only have access to 3 of those people. So it'd be silly to legacy that group. So that's essentially a forever group. Now that you've done Builder, you've done Trader, you've played a few times, you want a forever group that'll be strong enough to take out Lethal Zone. This is your group. So that's where I'm going to call it for today. I will catch you guys later. Have a good day, and signing out.